So in a recent video, I made a comment about how you can use creatures from like the bestiary, but adjust their levels so that something like if you're too high level for a creature, but you think the creature would be really cool in a fight, there are pretty easy ways to make adjustments to make that work. This is especially nice if you have, for example, from a previous video, something like a Hound of Tindalos, which you could use as sort of a grudge monster against a time wizard for I don't know what reason. Yeah, you could just say, well, the Hound of Tindalos itself is too low level, but you can kind of make it more elite and thus stronger, and then it's appropriate level for whatever like your players are. I think this is kind of a tool that isn't really like I don't see Reddit ever talk about it, so I don't know if a lot of players know you can do this. And doing this is actually pretty easy. So I'm going to actually just show you how to do this on the Archives of Nethys, and hopefully you can use these for your own campaigns. Okay. So I've got a few things here ready to talk about. If you're going to be talking about a creature that needs to be higher level, you want to give it the elite template. And then if you have a creature that's going to be lower level, you want to give it the weak template. Now, this right here is a description of how to do everything manually. So you could, change its level, change its AC, attack modifiers, its health. You can do this manually for any creature. I will give a heads up, though, that the further away you go, the less reliable this becomes, just because numbers don't, or your level, creatures don't scale perfectly linearly, or this would work perfectly, right? So if you want, you can add the elite template twice to a creature, but if you add the elite template like 10 times, it's not going to be very balanced anymore. But using this you once, maybe twice, is pretty okay. Similarly, there's the weak template. So if you want your party to fight a Hound of Tenlos and you're like, oh, well, this is actually too big of a threat for my party, but I want it to fight now, then you can apply the weak template to it. And it's pretty much just the opposite of the elite template. Everything raises or lowers. But to show you how to do this, we can take a basic level 1 creature like an elk, right? Elks shouldn't be much of a threat for anyone. They're just CR1. But on the Archives of Nethys, you can see they're going to start off as normal, right? And this is what you would see in the bestiary. But if you want to fight like an elite elk, whatever that means, you just click the elite tab, and it changes all the stats for him, right? So anything listed in red here is going to be the new like updated stats for a creature of level 2 instead of level 1. Similarly, if something's going on and you want to fight a weak elk, you click the weak tab, wait for Indiana Internet, and now you have a CR -1 elk. I don't know why you would fight this, but you could apply this to any creature. And that's one nice thing about Archives of Nethys is that it just does the math and everything for you, mostly. But yeah, it kind of makes things pretty easy, so I would recommend using this tool. The last thing I want to show you is that you can do, if you want to do the hard math yourself instead of automatically, what you can do is there's a button for proficiency without level. And now it's going to show you the stats without the creature levels. So if you wanted this to be like a level 5 elk, you just apply the elite tablet 5 times to this, and it's kind of treating this like the creature is CR0, which for an elk doesn't matter because it's level 1. But if we take a level 20 creature, like a Clockwork Clock Tower, which is a cool creature, by the way, I like this. You go proficiency without level, and suddenly the CR20 creature only has a plus 16 to its saves. But I do want to highlight something here, because I mentioned if you apply the tags too often, it doesn't work. And this is a good example of that. So if we take both of these creatures' proficiencies without level, we're going to see this elk without level has like a forward of +8, +6, +4. But if we go to the Clockwork Tower, +16, +13, +11. Right, and that's going to be because this creature is level 20, so it's meant for adventures that are legendary in their attacks, their saving throws, and everything. So the numbers get adjusted non-linearly because of that. This doesn't mean the tool is not good. It is really good. But like, I wouldn't apply it too many times. Like, taking a level 1 elk to level 20 is not going to be the exact same thing as a level 20 Clockwork Tower. But you can do that, and it's still like kind of work out pretty well. The tool is really good if you want to say like goblins, for instance, are usually considered pretty weak creatures. But you can change it and say, oh, well, this is an elite goblin and add a few levels to it. And now you just have a goblin with the same like abilities of a regular goblin, just higher level. And that works out pretty well. I especially do like these, like just to keep with like the elk analogy. If you want to have an elk that is like not just an elk, but is like a spirit of the forest or something, and so it's supposed to be something much like tougher level, and you want to have it join a fight, probably better as an ally than an enemy. Yeah, you can just apply the elite tag to it 10 times and have a level 10 elk. And it works. It's cool. But as I said, this is something I've never seen anyone talk about on Reddit, which doesn't mean it's not there. It's just I've never seen it. And I listed it as a comment, so I thought I would share with everyone just in case this is something they'd be interested in using as well. But that's it. If anybody has like used the elite or the weak tag pretty well, leave something in the comments to let me know about it, because I've done this a few times, but not too often. If you use a pre-made adventure, it's pretty much going to do all the math for you. In fact, when you look at a stat block for a creature, sometimes you will see it'll say elite elk or weak Hound of Tenlos or whatever, and it just does all the math for you. Pre-made adventures are really good for that kind of stuff. I digress. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. I'm a small-time creator, so I appreciate every little subscribe I get. It makes me feel good about continuing to do these things, and I'll make more videos. And as always, if you have questions, you can leave a comment and I might make a video, or at least try to respond to all of them. Yeah, but that's it. Later.